Welcome to the Metal Maven Podcast, where we explore and discover the process and passions of artists in the metal music and art community. I'd like to welcome our very first guest to Metal Maven Podcast. I am so excited and grateful to speak with her today. She is a violinist, singer, songwriter, coder, video game enthusiast, mother to Monkey the cat, which I don't think she's missed a Catterday post, and so much more, the lovely and talented Marcela Bovio. Hello, Marcela. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Hello. Good. I'm great. Thank you so much. And it's an honor to be the first guest on your podcast. How cool.
I know. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. So currently you have a wonderful momentum going, and it's really fun to see all the projects you're involved in because you're doing a lot.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes I realize maybe I'm doing a little bit too much, but it's all, it's all such nice things and so different as well. So yeah, I'm just happy that I get the chance to do all these many things and collaborate with so many wonderful people.
Well, you officially joined Mayan in 2017.
Yes.
Yes, you're a voice teacher at Metal Factory in Eindhoven in the Netherlands, as well as offer private lessons at your home and online, which if anyone's interested to learn from Marcela, check out her website, marcelabovio.com. Fun fact about that, Marcela was my voice teacher for a time, and she heard how bad I could be.
Oh, come on. That's not true. You did great.
So also next year, you'll be performing as a special guest with Ariane for Electric Castle Live, which all 4 shows are completely sold out. So that's going to be a fun weekend. All the Dutchies together.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. I mean, we've had some really amazing experiences with the previous Arian shows that we've done so far, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's gonna be incredible.
It's actually one of the things I love about the metal scene, or at least in particular the Dutch metal scene, is that most musicians they're very friendly with each other. And there's a sense of community. Collaboration is constant and beneficial to everyone involved. Or perhaps that's just the Dutch.
I don't know. I think maybe it's because it's such a small country, that you're basically gonna keep bumping up with the same people all the time. So I think it's just better to be friendly, and just, you're gonna keep seeing each other. I mean, it's a very small circle of people that are interested in this kind of music and they're actually, very good, like very talented or very skilled and also very dedicated. So I think we can all appreciate, the people that are this way. So we, try to help each other and like working with each other. So yeah, I guess that all plays a part on it.
It's a very good thing. And it's a good place to bring in today's subject of collaboration, as it's been a fundamental aspect of your professional career. You're most known for in recent history as the lead singer and founding member of Stream of Passion. We were just talking about Ariane, and it was Arjen Lucassen who essentially constructed a project to showcase your singing, composing, and writing because of the response to your performance on The Human Equation. You began this way with somebody who found you online, which was kind of what's even more amazing is that this all began with an online contest.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it strange? I mean, if I think about it right now, it's like, wow. I mean, all the things that have led to me now living in the Netherlands, coming from Mexico, it's just so strange to think about, the butterfly effect, man, like all the little things that shape your life and shape your career. But yeah, indeed, so collaborating with Arjen had a huge impact in my life, and I'm very grateful to have had the chance to work with him. And it's, of course, I had already worked in bands in Mexico, so I already had the pleasure of having collaborated and co-written, for instance, with other people. And ever since the beginning, I've always found that well, very valuable in the sense that you can just bundle. Hopefully, you have a group of people, that you can share ideas with, and when you bundle basically all the strengths of each person in their own and their own influences and their own visions of music, then you can create really wonderful things.
Yes, absolutely. So the internet has been your trusted ally for quite some time. I mean, as you said, you began in Mexico and now you're living in the Netherlands. So what can be done, even though countries, oceans, or continents separate us, is quite extraordinary. Circling back to Stream of Passion, I was lucky enough to see one of your farewell performances at Epic Metal Fest in 2016, and I found it very powerful and beautiful. The exchange. You're welcome. The energy between the band and audience was strong and melancholic, and I understand, it's difficult to say goodbye as you're choosing to transform and grow. Your fans are very supportive of you, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And now you've began your endeavor of creating solo albums.
Exactly.
You've succeeded in doing this with the help of crowdfunding. Again, you're leveraging the internet as a means to project your own voice, not only to reach more people, but create a bridge for them to reach back and become part of your creative process now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, the first experience that I had with crowdfunding was also with Stream of Passion, to record the last album that we did, the last studio album that we released called Hour of Our Own.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, it was first and foremost a financial issue, the fact that we were a label and that the label wasn't offering us, enough money to make an album that we thought we could be proud of. So we resorted to crowdfunding, in order to fix that. And it gave us so much more than what we were asking for, and besides the money, it was this fantastic feeling of community and the fact that, the people involved in the crowdfunding and the people making our album happen, they were now, like in a strange way, like also a part of us. They were part of it. We were one big whole entity, working together to make something happen. That was just in so many ways much more important than the financial part. And this is something that I discovered also, like you mentioned, on my solo album as well, that it's so much more about than just the financial means. It's about having the possibility, about having the chance of making something really together with people that appreciate your music. I mean, that's just priceless.
The enthusiasm and for this new release is really awesome. And this past June, you launched the Patreon site in full support of the second solo album, Through Your Eyes. Did you find this experience different than the other times that you've used crowdfunding?
Yeah, it is very different. The whole concept it's quite different, and I hear that, and I feel that, the interaction with the people that have subscribed to my Patreon page, it's also different. It's sort of, I mean, well, if you think about it, I'm asking a lot, like it's asking people to like consciously and continuously invest in you, as a graphic artist, as a YouTuber, as an artist, as a composer, all these people that use Patreon. So the level of commitment is quite high. So I really like that in the sense that I know that the people that have joined, that they, they're this just like inner circle, of trust. I really love the fact that I know that I can get much more closer to these people because I feel like they, if they've made this huge commitment, to support me in this way, then they for sure like really get who I am, and they've invested in getting to know me, and so the relationship is a lot closer, like I feel like I can also share things with this group that maybe I wouldn't dare sharing with the wide open, because I know that they're going to be way more receptive, and I know that they're going to try to do their best to understand like what I'm trying to transmit. And I'm not saying that these are the only people that can do it, but I'm just saying that it feels like a safe place,
Did you have any expectations when you launched your Patreon? Were you a bit it's quite vulnerable position to intentionally place yourself in. So I was just wondering what was going through your mind when you first launched. Did you have any doubts, or did you completely trust everything would work out? It seems you were in a good place with, knowing your fans in the first place.
Well, I hoped that it would go well, because of the experiences that I had with crowdfunding. But if you know me for a day, then I doubt everything. I doubt everything that I do and that I make, everything all the time. So for me, it's complete panic now. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, a little bit of panic.
You still
But
did it though.
yeah, no, and I'm super happy, and I'm really, really grateful to the people that have joined, and it's exciting, and it's heartwarming, and it's stimulating to create more things and to think of new ways, like, okay, how am I going to make this even more special, or how can I make sure that this little club that we have, that they're getting a lot of value for their buck. So recently we had a live online show just for the Patreon subscribers. So Eric, my pianist, and I were, we set up a whole thing in my living room, and we played for them for like over an hour and a half. We were chatting and, like making polls, like, okay, what song do you want to hear next? And, interacting the whole time. So it's just really cool.
Yeah, you actually just are home and you're like, oh, I'm just going to watch Marcela today. Like, I'm going to go to a show.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you're at home. It's so fun. I'm glad you're able to make music now as you said, without barriers or restraints. Ultimately, now collaboration has become a means of content creation for you. So you kind of moved into this new realm of collaboration with your Patreon page. And I was wondering, when you were reading all of these personal experiences, did you find a common thread to the submissions or a collective feeling? I mean, I don't know how many you received, but it must have been a lot to take in.
Yeah, I think, well, when I asked for submissions to indeed write a few more songs for the album after the 9 initial songs were ready, I must have received, I think, a few hundred submissions, and I didn't want to choose based on the theme, because I thought that would be very unfair, because how can you decide if someone's giving you a theme that one theme is more important than the other? So I actually chose at random, but then I did scroll through a few of the ones that I had. I don't think I read them all, but I read quite a few. It was very heartwarming because I had the feeling that I mean, the internet, there's a slight sense of anonymity to it. So in a way, we dare to say a lot of things that maybe we wouldn't say to someone else face to face. And I had the impression that a lot of the ideas that I sent, the ones that I chose for sure, and a lot of the ideas that I read afterwards, after I picked those randomly, people were really opening up. Like
That's very personal stories you must have received.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just these two. There's a song that I wrote for a girl named Emily, and she is gay, and she's openly gay, and she's been openly gay for a while, and everything's turning out fantastic for her, except that she felt that the relationship with her mom had changed a lot since she had like come out of the closet, and the song is basically about her longing to have the relationship with her mother that she had before that this happened, when she was little, and that's huge,
I know, and sitting here and trying to come up with lyrics for that. I mean, I'd probably tear up a little bit writing lyrics for that. You know what I mean? And it's so personal, and then it takes importance because you want to do those stories justice. So
Yeah,
obviously, I had
exactly.
to start with a spark of creativity, and then you have to think of the people that you're who wrote these stories to you, because they're gonna know when they hear the song that it's theirs,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, it had to be very. I mean, of course, I wanted to make something very beautiful, and have it have a little bit of me as well. Um, but it had to be the message had to be so clear, and and the emotions had to be so honest. So I think, and this is also something really funny that I discovered is that I think that my followers, the people that like my music and we have a lot in common when it comes to, music taste, of course, figures, but like personality wise and stuff. So I think I could always at least do my best to relate to the situation and what they say when when you're acting, that you try to draw from something from your own experience and then try to, like map it into the role that you're trying to portray. I think that's kind of like how I approached the whole thing to make sure that I could do something that, because I mean it had to carry the weight of something like this.
So
I'm very
you,
happy that they liked it.
I
They
know,
liked
I
the song.
know, you're just like, please like it, guys. So you're getting into the mind of everyone. So how did you choose the final 11? I mean, you said you got hundreds of them. What whittled it down? I mean, is it what sparked your creativity? I mean, I know you said they're all very intimate and passionate stories. So it's like getting it down to 11 must have been extremely difficult.
Well, there's that the thing that nine of the songs, and then we go back to the crowdfunding. Nine of the songs were songs that I had already agreed to write for nine different people because they got a perk for that
So
in the crowdfunding. Yeah.
you went
So
through hundreds for two songs.
yeah,
Oh my
and
goodness.
so and then there wasn't, the so the first nine songs I just told people like shoot, just whatever you
Hey.
like. What should it be?
Mhm.
And I told them like give me a theme, give me feelings, give me a mood board, give me songs that you like, um, anything. You can just throw anything at me and I'll make a song about it. And this is how it went. And the other ones, the other two, I just chose at random. I didn't. I
You just went with your gut on it. You're like, mm,
like actually like choosing two random numbers
oh, all
and then
right.
just picking those. It's just that I didn't think. I mean, I already I already imagined. I think like and to be honest, I don't remember. I must have also read a couple of the submissions before I actually chose. That I thought like I cannot. I can make a I cannot choose from this.
I
They're
know.
all for every one of these submissions. I mean, and granted, there were a couple of silly things. I'm very happy that ended up choosing those. You know, a deal was a deal, so I had to uh,
Yes.
make it random. But I didn't. I mean, I didn't feel entitled to say like this story is more important than this other one. So at some point, I just said like, okay, I'm just gonna draw two random numbers and I'm gonna pick two random ideas because otherwise it's just not fair.
No, that makes sense. Well, I mean, now you still have these stories, so they could potentially become something. You have
Yeah.
these like archives of people's tales, which is kind of cool if you think about it. You're a little archivist here of emotions from across the world.
Yeah.
On your Warden microsite, you have a really sweet message about the songs that you chose. You said, I'm so honored that these wonderful people trusted me with their tales, their hopes, and their dreams. I've done my best to honor them and their stories. Writing for them has reminded me that even though we all have different backgrounds and live totally different lives, deep down we share the same emotions, we share the same struggles and joys. So, my question now, we've come full circle, is was the intent of the new album through your eyes to teach or demonstrate empathy?
I think if I have to be brutally honest with you, I uh, I think it was to demonstrate it to myself a little bit that I could feel that amount of empathy, and that I could, like, get out of I was going through a very difficult time, through the biggest period while writing these songs. So I couldn't get in my head, to write things. It was a sort of therapy for me, actually, to just completely throw myself into someone else's idea and try to do my best to make something beautiful for them.
Healing others as a means of healing yourself.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's still very beautiful. So, Marcela, thank you so much for joining me today. You are the first Metal Maven podcast guest. Yay! Collaboration is obviously a very powerful act, as you can tell. When you have a creative idea and others support you in bringing it to life, that is true magic at work. And you have helped me very much today. So again, I really, really appreciate you being here with me, taking time out of your day.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. And it was a lovely talk, and lots and lots of success with your new podcast.
Thank you.
So let's help Marcela get to 2,000 patrons. Show your support so she can continue to create beautiful music. For only $1 a month, receive webcasts, discounts on merchandise, and an exclusive activity feed to stay up to date and in the know about her projects. Head over to patreon.com/Marcela Bovio and show some love. And most importantly, be sure to order your copy of Through Your Eyes, available in digital and limited edition CD bundles from Marcela's webshop, marcelabovio.com/shop. Visit metalmavenpodcast.com for links to Marcela's profiles, watch her lyric videos, and read the full transcript of this interview. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to subscribe to Metal Maven Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify.